Hey there, and welcome back to the Cali Curling Club in Regina, Saskatchewan. We're here for the U Sports and Canadian College Curling Association National Championships. And we are on semi-final Saturday
I'll be
here.
in your ear when I'm
My name is Brian McCusker. I'm here with Jamie Schneider, former Saskatchewan champion, former Canadian junior champion. And we're going to be bringing you one of the men's semifinals on the U Sports side. This is the University of Alberta Golden Bears up against the Carleton Ravens. And Jamie, these two teams took very different paths here. Carleton really dominated the field. They won their first 6 games. They had one hiccup last night, but it really was not a meaningful game for them. They'd already clinched first place. Alberta really had to scramble to get into the playoffs, and they ended up in a 3-way tie for 3rd, 4th, and 5th place with Memorial University and Wilfrid Laurier, and they got in on a tiebreaker formula.
Line's good.
That's going to affect the way this game is played.
Well,
line's good.
I don't know when these guys played in a round, but of course, some of that.
Line's good.
When one gets onto the ice and others
Wheels rock
with it can affect things.
5-3.
At this point now, they're equal in amount of games, time on the ice. And so I think this will be a good match.
Shot. 5-3.
Carleton was in this championship last year in Lethbridge as well as Edmonton. So both of these teams are in their 2nd year at a national championship. Prior to this, with Edmonton, it was Teo, but this is the team that Rob Krebs has been coaching now at the university level as Teo has aged out or moved on from university. So, I think it's going to be a great match. We're going to watch the tic-tac-toe back and forth and I guess see who can get the edge where.
Yeah, no, the one edge is that Carleton, because they finished clearly in first place, they get hammer here in the first end. They didn't have to do a last shot draw to get hammer. Right. So they have hammer, and they got their choice of rocks, and they chose the red rocks, which they had played on earlier this week on this sheet. So they were comfortable with those red.
Whoa!
And I think that was one of the games I announced, and they played very well. It was a tight game, that game. And their skip made a couple of dandies.
Roll out or
that's
8-6
in one of the ends. And they're a good team. They're a solid team. And it's going to be a good matchup.
So we have a pretty open first end. Alberta threw their first one in, and so it looks like we may be just playing up and
definitely
down
no wins than 12
in the first end.
Well, especially
Jacob Clark is the lead for the Carleton team, and he's going to try to get a corner guard up. And then it'll be interesting to see what Alberta does, see if they peel that guard or if they try to come around it.
So this is the 4th stone. Looking like it's going to... it did not get in. So they're going to have to play away from that guard until their next throw. And see now if it's straight from the direction.
That's a good throw. It's just really... Right up 5-1.
The second for Alberta is Will Butler.
line's good. Line's good.
Throw a center guard here.
Ronan's rock.
Well, maybe they're going right in.
Ronan's rock.
Yeah, I think they're going right in, Brian.
Yeah.
4-7. Easy.
Line's okay, they're up. Easy.
So they stayed right at the center line.
So, Jamie, you and I have been doing the broadcast on this same sheet all week, and one thing I've noticed, and I'm sure you've noticed the same, is a lot of teams overthrowing draws in the first end. It seems as though the ice continues
just a little too much ice on the second one there.
The pregame
How do I go?
and into the first and second
feeling it
ends.
might
We
be
see
a
a lot
win
of
spot.
overthrows early.
Well, we saw it. They
last
threw
night
one
in the game,
in
in
practice and
the
just
third
fell
end, it
through.
was even quickening up. We have 15 twos, especially on the right side, outward going home. If you get a little bit out into the 8-foot, they run quite straight down the sheet, don't get a lot of curl, don't slow down. And there was a lot of 15 throws were in the back 8-foot. So it is going to the right side, so the center line is going away, and the in turn coming home. It's been slightly straighter than the other
Whoa.
side, and I think some of the teams get fooled
Clean.
one way with a little more
Whoa.
control, and if they don't get them proper, then they carry an extra few feet into the back.
Whoa to
back
stick.
of the house. So it looks like they're going to get a roll out.
10-1.
Opportunity here.
Yeah, this is an opening for Carleton to use that corner guard they threw.
You got
Found the going away from the center line, watching the sheet all week has been decently consistent, just gradual, but I think more consistent curl going away from the line to the wings.
Yeah, there's definitely more curl to the wings than there is from the outside in.
Right.
I think you would say the ice has maybe peaked a little bit if you're talking about mapping the sheet. Jack Reagan looks like he's overthrown this. And it did hang on.
It is behind the guard, so they have an opportunity here. Do they?
It's just like if you hit and roll on, that's good.
Get inside a little. They can roll onto the sheet, which
Yeah, sure.
really pose. Okay, well they've now chosen to throw a draw to the back one.
So this is Ronan Peterson, the Alberta third.
Room. Room. Room.
It's looking pretty close.
Whoa.
Get my clock out here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
See what type of times we're getting.
Just at him. Just at him.
That's a pretty good
4-0.
shot. That's basically as good as hitting that rock. It does give Carleton a chance to get around that corner again and try to get one above the tee line. Their third is Jordan McNamara.
Just a draw down. Mostly buried if they could, and they got really tight and heavy.
Back tee. Top tee.
Patience.
Top tee.
Not heavy. They've thrown that one above the tee line.
Yeah, that's a really good shot.
Very, very good shot.
Stay close. Get through.
So the way he's moving his broom, it's like he's going to go out and try and run this back with a full weight heel hit. And onto red, and we're moving both from play to let the other one back and
Hard. 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 No.
Rock, and he's rolled over and into the house.
7-5.
Second best, Brian, I think, but okay with that.
Yeah, that's
Tight slide.
not a terrible miss.
It's really
Carleton is going to make a
hoping we
play
could back
on
it
that
up.
shot, and I think this makes sense. It's difficult to split the rings and get it to the tee line on your first draw of the game. So
Yeah, not a position you want to leave them around and put yourself into a forced situation if you don't make a good shot. So they're going to remove this and try and stay and give themselves a chance to score two. Now it's curling.
Whoa. The doubles there.
I really like the way that they're
Nice peel.
Just nice.
Should run real straight.
Almost like bumper weight, right? Because as
Oh,
you
this
said
should-
earlier,
it's going up the
Jamie,
slant,
those
right?
shots coming towards center,
And it's my
especially
intern,
on the 12-foot
which has been
line,
under curl.
have been very, very straight. And we've seen a lot of greenside misses all week there.
And these guys can sweep, so they know they can bring the weight down, be tight, and the broom.
Quarter rock double.
Yeah.
So it's looking like they're going to be playing a fairly high
There's
weight
too much
shot,
ice.
trying to get about half of the rock where the broom is on, and roll over and kick
Yeah.
the red out of it, and try and lie to.
Should run real straight. Yeah.
The Alberta skip is Zach Davies. Left-handed in turn
Whoa.
this.
Yep. Whoa, whoa!
And that also is a shot that we have seen quite a bit this week. That shot going away. Just not a lot of curl in that spot. I've seen a lot of flashes there. And you timed that one, Jamie, at 7.18. So Zach threw it pretty hard, but he wanted to throw it hard.
Yeah. And he did have the broom on the rock.
He did. He must have just got it outside because
Thought it threw well enough. Or maybe a little
Back
tight.
towards the center line on release, and then it just ran out there straight. I mean, you hear these teams talk about curl. Well, at that speed, not really curl a rock or towards its target.
so the Carleton skip, Owen Nichols, has now got a golden opportunity to draw one into the wing and lay three. He
gonna
knows
make
he's
it on
going
the
to leave
next one.
Zach that same double he just missed, but there's nothing he can do about that. So
Yeah.
Owen is thinking, let's make sure we get our two, and hopefully we get a half shot from Zach Davies, and we can get a three here.
The only thing he could possibly do is get back behind the tee line over on the side where his red, once it was hit by the yellow, if they make the double, it would run into it and maybe save it.
With jam, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I think they're just going high. They're not even worrying about that. So it's going to leave them two possible opportunity doubles. We'll probably choose
Peel.
and go with the same.
Don't mind like a smidgen less.
That's a really nice draw by Owen Nichols on his first shot of the game. That's a shot playing out to the wings that quite likely they didn't get to throw in practice.
Right.
But he made
Nice
sure
peel
he gave
here.
that one to the sweepers. He didn't overthrow it, and they were just kind of cleaning it all the way down.
Yep.
And there's about 3 feet of curl on, so once they start to curl or they hit that break point, they start to slow down. And sweepers were paying attention and were able to get in the top 8.
Whoa! Yep!
That's a really nice recovery by Zach Davies.
Moving through that one harder by my clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice shot. So
Just
somewhat
like-
of a simple end, but that
I got
one
you
corner
out of hand.
guard complicated things
Yeah.
slightly. And this is allowing
Throwing it really well.
It's just messing with my brain, dude.
probably a soft weight hit, I would think, Brian.
Because it starts at, like-
shot of some sort.
What looks like a half.
Yeah.
And then it backs up that quarter rock on its own.
True.
No sweeping required.
Yeah.
Those with like, both those were softed a bit. They weren't. Both those were softed a shade.
I didn't look like it.
That is a really impressive start for Owen Nichols. Two really nice
Yep.
shots. I timed that one at just over 11. That's a really controllable hit weight. And that's a big deuce to open up for Carleton. They lead 2-0 as we go to the second end.
So speed-wise, it seems like just first rock down a pass is running closer to that low 5, flat 5. Just seems to be just like a little bit of frost kind of intermediate right now. I think that'll probably cut out the next 7 or so. But then after that, we're getting up to those mid-5s. Like I timed a couple mids that they were easy managing to around tees. So
All right.
I wouldn't get caught by getting fooled by how much their rotation will kick.
I
Yeah.
think we'll get picked.
Yeah.
Down 2 with your, I mean, card says Pro
Guessing
Plus.
This will be
Still A.
Still,
draw
it's
to the
good. If they go
forefront.
guard, do you still winger?
a one in the house, and see then what
Probably.
he's going to do.
This is Jacob Clark for Carleton lead.
Easy early. Room.
I mentioned off the start that Carleton finished first place in the round robin. They won their first 6 games and then lost their last game to Wilfrid Laurier last night. But I talked to the Ravens players before the game just about how they perceived themselves coming into this and whether they saw themselves as a bit of an underdog. Some really high-profile teams here in the U Sports men competition. You know, the University of Alberta is always a power. Wilfrid Laurier with Kibo Malima was the defending champion. Memorial is a highly rated team. The Calgary team won the
Line's
Canada
good.
championship over Alberta. And with Kenneth, a really highly regarded young player as the skip. So
Wills rock.
named teams, and I asked the Carleton players if they thought they flew under the radar a little bit, and they said, yeah, actually I think we did.
5'8".
But they enjoy being seen as an underdog, and as they pointed out, really
5'8".
they shouldn't be an underdog because they made it to the final of this competition last year. This is a very good team, very accomplished team, Jamie.
Yeah, and of
Yeah, it's
course,
just,
Wilfrid
like,
Laurier and
super duper
Sam
straight.
Rubrick was
Going
in that program for 5 years, who we competed against, and so that Laurier
What?
team
Yeah.
is a good team that won it last year. You know, it's the remains of the kids that
Yeah.
are in school off of Sam's team, and they didn't qualify here. They got tied for 4th and were out with head-to-head or LSD. I'm not sure which, but that tells you the quality of the other 4 teams that are here.
Yeah, they got eliminated on head-to-head between the 3 teams who were tied. They actually had a better LSD than Memorial did.
Okay.
So, yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, when you go 4 and 3, I guess you have to have to take your chances that you're going to make it or not, and they probably didn't have as
Clean,
weak as
hard.
they wanted.
Hard. Hard. Clean. Hard. Clean. Nice shot.
Very
Made
nice
the
shot.
double
Beauty.
and rolled
8-3.
into the free guard zone.
Yeah, when you play lead, you don't get a lot of big weight doubles, but Adam Nogler executed that one perfectly.
8-3.
The little corner.
Yes, sir.
Now they're going back up with a guard to try and force the play to the center.
Sounds good. It's good boost.
Hopefully not allowed Alberta to use the call guard that's not in play. This one's running up there fairly straight. This is the end where it really starts to get on that little bit straighter side.
That's a good shot by Jack Reagan. The Alberta second is Will Butler. Will is from Newfoundland, and it's interesting, this Alberta team, they are kind of from all over Canada. The skip, Zach Davies, is the only Albertan on the team. He's from Edmonton. The lead, Adam Nogler, is
Clean.
from
Clean.
Territories.
Clean.
The third,
Hard.
Peterson, is from
Clean.
Manitoba.
Whoa. Clean.
And that's something
Hard.
that I'm sure you
Hard.
Jamie,
Real hard.
with this University of Alberta program in the years that you
10-4.
coached against them, they recruit from all over the place. It's become such a strong,
saying
such
easy or
attractive
medium?
program
I was saying
that kids
down.
from all over
Saying
Canada
down.
would want to go to Edmonton and play at the University of
I hear
Alberta.
that.
And
Sorry, I'll be
they've done a great job of recruiting.
Yeah, and they've always got 2 teams in the tunnel
Well,
at
I
least.
got hit a
And
lot
this
more
is a
straight
team
through than
that's
the
been
first
playing
one,
out on a
and
bit
it's still
of the
backed up.
circuit
Backed
in
up.
different
Hits,
capacities.
hits are running straight,
And
man.
very typically, the skip that merges to take over a team is usually sometimes used as the 5th on the existing.
So the same way.
These kids have been around the program. On the an opportunity to go to university and be able to curl if they got that background, and they go check the program out. I mean, the last few years we've had in our university program of Regina, we've had kids from Alberta show up.
Clean!
Kids from Winnipeg.
Clean!
Or
Hard!
And so we have had
Clean!
a bit of
Whoa!
that
Clean!
as well.
Whoa!
Which
Clean!
again, all
Clean!
the schools
Hard!
have
Hard!
programs with-
Big roll, big roll, big roll! Go, 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 go! Hard! 10-4.
It's nice to be able to see. I've talked after with Jeff Ketchin, and he's very happy when the university attracts kids from other provinces.
That's good.
To come to the program.
Yeah, the University of Regina has done a fantastic job in developing the curling program, and it has become one of the more respected programs in the country as well.
Yeah, we've had good support, and that's the beginning of it usually, and we've been able to usually fund it fairly successfully. So that attracted kids.
So neither team given in very much here. We've had a couple of really nice hit and rolls. That was a good one by Jordan McNamara because he hit and rolled away from that corner guard. So it makes it more difficult for Alberta to make that long roll behind.
Clean! Clean! Hard! Clean! Clean! Whoa! 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 No roll! No roll! 10-2.
Cooked there, little Brian. They didn't anticipate that very well and rolled out of the house. So this will be an opportunity to get rid of this corner guard, roll in the house, and probably looking like it might be a blank, Brian.
Yeah, and this
A
is
little
a good
bit,
call
yeah.
by Owen Nichols. He could try to come around that guard and get a force, but even this early in the game, I think teams consider whether it's an odd or even end. And Owen Nichols, I'm sure, is thinking, I'm fine with the blank end by Alberta here. It means that I may get the hammer back for the even ends.
And you know, if you looked at the scoreboard and said I only scored one last end, you might change that decision. But at the end of the day, he's got two. He's happy with that. Any opportunity he can take to simplify right now and force Alberta into a situation maybe of a force somewhere along the next end or two.
Clean!
Be happy on his
Hard! 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 Okay. 10-7. Good.
And this is a bit of the mathematics about the game we talk about. Trying to flip the score, get yourself to having hammer in the 6th and the 8th, which gives you 2 hammers to 1 and the end of the game. You're really trying to participate down the road towards getting, you just want to be ahead after the 8th end. So you're really focused on that final couple ends and how you're going to proceed to there, but you need to take a few ends ahead to work your way into the way you like to play.
And teams at an elite level have become much more aware of analytics in curling, and especially scoreboard analytics. And they do understand the importance of what it means to have last rock in the even ends.
Yeah, did a little backup move.
And there's a lot of teams analyze their athletes and where they're best. And so then they choose to decide prior to the game, if we had the best scenario in a tight game, how do we like to play it?
Easy here. Yeah.
And it looks like the sheet beside us, as we've got a little bit of time, Calgary has picked up 3 in the first end. And they're playing already with Memorial. There's rocks in play both ends. So they got a real barn burner going on over there.
And on the women's side, on the next sheet, we've got Alberta against McMaster, and the first end was blank there against Hammer. And finally, we've got Memorial women against University of Regina. Memorial with Hammer took one in the first end there.
Hard. Big roll, big roll.
Make a nose hit on this.
Yeah.
Give Alberta the opportunity to hit and roll it and blank the end.
Maybe. Yeah.
So Rory, Brian's son, lined this all up for us prior to heading over, and Rory and his mom are over at the Olympics helping out with broadcasting and different things over there. So have you heard from them? How are they doing?
Oh, they're doing great. They're having a fantastic time. Yeah, Joan and my wife Joan and my son Rory are working for Olympic Broadcast Systems over in Italy. And they are getting paid to do broadcasts in an absolutely beautiful location, and I'm doing it for free in Regina at the Cali.
So we're getting paid for this, Brian.
not that I'm complaining. I'm very happy to be here, but
myself as well.
I think we just give the same ice.
It's been a busy, long week. Brian's been doing the morning and noon hour draw, and I've been doing the 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock draw.
And so one of the things, Jamie, about doing all of these games, and all of the games that we're streaming and do it as feature games are on sheet
Nice deal here.
We know this sheet inside out.
Exactly.
It's kind of unfair because the teams, in many cases, well, in all cases,
get a touch more movement.
Would be playing on this sheet for the first time, and they had to do the mapping of the sheet on their own, and we're up here, and we knew exactly what everything was going to do. The ice has been really good here at the Cali this week. I would say a little bit tricky in spots, though. It's been challenging for the skips to make the reads and know exactly where the rocks are going to go and where they're not going to go. Oh, and as so often the case, Alberta plays just a great end, looking for the blank, and then a bonk on the last one. So no lack of weight by Zach Davies on that one. He threw it hard, but he just got a little bit inside and hit it on the nose.
And that would be a spot I'd say would have a little bit of curve.
That was a mile tight, but that's just my perception.
The other turn in that spot, dead straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had Tom Hammond, who is one of the ice makers at Tequila here.
We have slant to F.
It looks like the other side of the sheet, of the Cali, sorry. Sheets A, B, C, and D. A little bit more curl, but the two sides, the floors are a little different, depths of ice is a little different. That they're challenged with here, but they did have a little more curl early, but as it got colder out, he said it's changed a bit of the components out there, and it's gotten faster, and with faster ice, sometimes you do get a little bit straighter.
Yeah, one of the things the ice makers have had to deal with, Jamie, this week is a fairly extreme change in weather here in Regina. We had about 3 weeks of absolutely beautiful weather in February, temperatures well above norms, and then the teams arrived here for the championship, and everything went bad with the weather. We had a huge snowstorm, some freezing rain.
Line's good.
And ever since then, it's
tight.
Very cold temperatures in the -20s. And so that does make it difficult for the ice makers to
Ronan's rock.
Changing conditions outside.
Yeah.
Line's good.
Changing temperature and changing the levels of humidity.
Line's good. Wheel a bit.
The running surface and how long the pedals.
Hard wheel, split center. Nice.
Dean and Tom
7-2.
did a great job of making adjustments and keeping it the ice playable.
And you mentioned, Jamie, the two sides of the ice. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Cali, we have 6 sheets on the north side and 6 on the south side with the lobby and change rooms and bar and everything in the middle. So there can be fairly significant differences in the ice on the north side and the south side. You mentioned, Jamie, the floor is a little bit different. And so that's another thing that the curlers have had to adjust to.
Yeah.
Good, Jacob.
We played the championship in New Brunswick 2 years ago, and of course we had 5 sheets in the arena. The successful hockey team that play in New Brunswick, gave up the hockey rink, the Reds, and we had 5 sheets there and 4 sheets there and 4 in the curling club. So challenged with the same factors. The arena ice was gorgeous, and they had a little bit of problem with movement of air early, so the one sheet kind of was odd early, and they got it figured out.
For a piece.
But in the rink,
Knife
it
for a
was fast
smooch.
and decently straight, good
4-0.
finish, and it was just an adjustment you had to make to be successful there.
Plus. Maxwell second goes my first.
So a good start here in the third end for Carleton. They wrapped one around on the Leeds first shot, Jacob Clark. And now Adam Nogler has come a little bit deep on his shot. So this is a chance for Jacob to get another one in right on top of his first rock. He could put Alberta in a bit of trouble here early in this end.
So he's running a bit. Quite a bit of handle. Slow to make its move, but it might be just slightly heavy. Not bad.
A little bit of a bounce off. It's going to leave Alberta an opportunity to make a double here.
It didn't
how much you got?
Guard maybe an 1/8 under the guard, so we can see at least 3/4.
Kind of like medium?
It's really all he needs to hit. If he can get this
You like firm?
7/8 or close to the nose, it'll easily remove the 2 that are in the
Whoa! Whoa!
A little bit of a set, a good rotation.
Come on! On this red.
I think he's going to make it, but he's also going to run his own
8-3.
So Owen is called basically the same draw, down around the center guard.
I don't know, you're so sarcastic. I don't know if that's sarcastic or real.
No, it's fucking serious. We're so pissed after 2 ends.
Yeah. Well, still, I don't know. You flash your first hit of the game, but I gotta put that behind me. Like, yeah.
Nobody
It's kind of
like this, right?
yeah.
Very good line. You can drag it from him.
We're 1.
59.
So right behind the guard, but just a little bit short of being shot rock. And Alberta will try to come around with the other turn.
A lot of these teams have a slight bit of a inside-out release to dissipate a bit of the curl between them.
Room.
So they're
Line's good.
tight ice,
Tight. Really tight.
which helps to carry the rock
Really tight.
straight between hugs, but then actually helps.
Whoa, we're by. Whoa. Oh. Sit.
Looking a bit on the heavy side.
Nice shot. I cleared the time. Bro, literally, I raised. As soon as I raised, I clicked.
They had to sweep that a little bit to get it by the guard. And that caused it to go a little bit deep, but this is not an easy follow for Carleton.
I've chosen the side where the red is protruding just right behind that yellow dart. So now they've got to sweep it just past that red. And then stop on the face of the shot. Good speed, good weight, good management.
Very nice.
Really good shot by Jack Reagan.
Carleton's using the left side to the center line, and Alberta's using the right side to try and get over to the center line.
We got room. Line's good. Rim, what's, whoa! Got a curl, whoa!
Just top forward.
Adam, hard! Damn, 4-9.
So the communication there, we could see the guys are sweeping it because they believed the sweeper's responsibility is to get it to the distance they need, but the skip has got to communicate with them the line that's needed. And they were opposing in that communication, so it's got a curl, and they were sweeping to try and get some more distance.
Yeah, you know, really his line was okay. I think they certainly could have swept that for more distance. It's not a bad shot. I mean, that's a very usable rock for Alberta.
In-house, you can always move it forward. If you're deep, you're advantage for your opposition.
I think we replace.
So even though Carleton has shot rock here, Alberta guarding it because they actually kind of like the situation right now. It's a position where it's going to be difficult for Carleton to count two with the way those rocks are 4 foot right now. So Ronan Peterson is just going to replace the guard.
Line's good.
Carleton is going to peel again, and then we
whoa, it's tight.
Play in the rings.
Can we go here?
This is going to be deep, though. Yeah.
6. That's good. Nice shot. 6-4.
They have by peeling, they ever come in contact with about a half of that red rock that's in the top 12 foot and roll the yellow off. The red would progress forward and probably run into that yellow.
Just a little wide for line that we couldn't really.
Probably cautious with this, but if they can hit it,
probably
a little more than half.
Yeah, about half a rock on the broom side would do it.
And try and clip that red to move it forward and run it into the yellow.
Just unlock with the red.
They're not throwing big weight on this, so they're trying to utilize.
Make them work for their deuce.
This one is going early. It looks like, I don't know.
Wow, that's a great shot.
And now we play it? I mean, it's got a catcher, but should be 1 and 2.
So there is an opportunity to hit the red onto the corner of the red that shot rock and possibly remove them both. But there are yellow catchers in the back. You might, depending on how you hit it, run
just peel.
into another one of the other yellows.
Yeah, a little bit of risk in this shot. You certainly don't want to get it
smidgen less
onto that yellow that's in the back 4.
Like, I think I need a little bit of negative here.
May go into one of those catchers and leave 2 reds in the rings.
Yeah, on the beak with peel.
So I'd say he'd be looking for a nose hit here or just slight bit high with some speed to try and remove both reds.
And we've already seen on a couple of occasions this game, Zach Davies can throw hard. He can definitely generate speed pretty easily.
Really good sweep, Will.
4 foot one away. Leaves him lying 3. So this is a situation where.
Let's go. Magic Heart.
Good possibility of
flopping around.
Hit it like a little high.
I was gonna say that. I didn't want to like mess up your planning and the throwing, but like that was the way to make it, so it goes over the top.
For sure.
Doesn't happen.
I was also thinking like clean kick and have it like. So that's way harder to call.
That's way harder, yeah.
Yeah, Carleton looking for what we would call a skip's deuce here.
Fishtail.
It's crazy. Magic Carp. The Magic Carp's useless, right?
Yeah.
That was not useless.
This is a little unlucky that we rolled hair buried.
Yeah, a little bit. All good though.
on it early.
So that's the right amount of negative, right? Or was I a little tight on the
hold it straight and carry its speed.
You were. I think you felt it as a little bit of an overcon, and then
You're saying you can curl it now.
you set
Is he
it
light here?
This one is going to be light. I'm thinking about the clock.
Let's make this.
The greatest place to be light, and does that protect the button?
It's it really straightened out after a couple draws. Here, yeah.
Yeah, and the speed is usually around 15, just a little bit over 15.
Strapping around top 4 here.
This is a great opportunity for
Just a smidgen
Alberta.
more.
If they can get one biting the top of the button fully buried, almost certainly they're going to steal one. And I would expect Carleton will just play a draw to just give them one.
Yeah.
Eliminate the other 3, give them one, think, okay,
Sounds good.
hammer yet, we're tied up.
Red like you can here.
You would be one of them mathematic. You look at the scoreboard and say, what is best in this situation?
Light kick. Hard.
Told the sweepers he felt a light kick. It means his speed might not be as fast as he'd like.
Room! Will!
About 15 if I hit it well.
Get it.
Pretty good shot, though.
Good shit.
Sweepers
Let's go.
managed that really well,
Ooh,
Brian.
yeah.
They did.
5-9.
So there are always a few really important shots in every game,
5-9.
and I would say this is one of them right now. This is a huge shot for Carleton and Owen Nichols.
I think they'll be very happy if they at least for sure get it anywhere into the 8-foot out count. The other 3, they can live with that.
Exactly.
They can set it on the tee line
But
and get
nonetheless,
one. That would totally be an end saver, I would say.
oh yeah.
Kool-Aid man.
Lots of rotation.
It's rotation. We're waiting on it.
Sweep him so he doesn't back and no backing.
Can get to that back.
Get a
running
3 steal
back
here.
12 foot if he stops in front of that. Runs into it.
Come on, roll. Spin him off. Spin him off. Yeah.
And that's a pretty good shot. I think that Carleton will be a little bit relieved there and just giving up one. They made a few mistakes in that end, and
Nice.
Alberta made some good shots. So it's a steal of 1, and we're all tied up after 3.
Oh yeah.
Nothing that I'm noticing right now. They all
Rob had a little query about my first rock, but they're being a little straight.
okay.
I can't remember what was my.
Shot this end.
10 seconds max.
That should be good.
We're tied without and 4 here. Minus. Yeah.
Back for end number 4, all tied up at 2. Carleton retaining hammer. The Alberta lead, Adam Nogler will try to throw a center guard.
Line's good. Running. Room. Running. 4-9. Hard row. Come on, row. Bite 4. Hard row. Nice shot. 4-9.
All right.
Yeah.
Huh?
Turns out I think they actually were playing in the rings there. So
Okay.
I think Again, Zach thinking without hammer, I'm okay with a blank here. But this is a good aggressive call by Carleton. They're throwing the corner guard, ignoring that rock.
And I would say this is a bit of Alberta tendency. This is, if they believe you're throwing the corner, they're going to throw in first and then guard.
Yeah, good point.
Seen this a number of times over the years. They try to predict what you're going to do, and then they do it the way in which they like to do it to make sure that they can get the rocks in position that they want.
Line's tight. Line's good. Line's good. Room. Line's good. Wheels rock. Whoa. Over and off. Over and off. It's really curling. 6-3.
It's on
My
the
bad.
center line, so it's in the no-tip zone.
Yeah, I thought
This
I'd
is
just
very
bring the broom
typical
from
of
the
top
guard.
teams. They will,
That's valid.
then just try and come around. Now,
Maybe
what
it's just on
the
the straight
caution
side
you
you
have
need
to
to do
make is that
Yeah.
if they touch the yellow off of the center line,
Minus here.
Yeah. Bills will second pass my first.
the red will be
Sounds
removed
good to me.
and the yellow
Let's
will
force
go
it.
back. So that's why sometimes teams will just go around the corner first, and then they will begin the peeling process of the center rocks on the sixth rock at the end.
It's also, Jamie, why it's so important for the lead of the team without hammer to get that rock biting the center line. It really changes the approach that the aggressive team has to take in going around that guard. They can't play it tight by the guard because it's just too dangerous.
And in our day, Brian, we always tried to play it tight by the guard.
Exactly.
The second pro miss was
I like high. That was my first thought.
Yeah.
rolling in the rings,
Yeah.
but it's certainly changed. And I wouldn't suppose it might change again. I've posed this question to a few of the other broadcasters, and if we're allowing the line to be down the center to be a no-tip zone, what about the corner guards? Can we have a line out in the corner guard area so that we could put it on? Because we see it.
Room.
They're now tipping the corner guards over when they're ahead. and
Exactly.
rolling.
Line's good.
So it's for the
Room.
team throwing to the center, it's a bit of an advantage to go on that line. And I think they
Line's
should
good.
advantage to the teams playing to the wings. But
Good. You're good, Adam.
opinion.
A little bit. I shot.
If we're going to progress and continue
8-7.
to make little rule changes to create offense, then I think we should be equal on both
Second one
sides,
was
offense
just
and
that little bit
defense.
more.
I have no idea, man.
So
I
that's
gave
a
you a
really
little
good
less
guard by
ice
Will
thinking
Butler,
that
and the reason it's
Thought
so
I
good
feel
is he
like
dropped that
the guard
just
would
over
run
the
a
bottom
bit
of the
straighter,
so there's a lot of
and it curled
separation
more.
Maybe caught
between
just a
the
hair
two
tighter
yellow
or a
guards.
different path.
It's going to make it
Probably,
difficult double peel for Jack Reagan.
It was seeming just a little bit frostier.
I think he was trying to hit this 7/8 and just roll.
I mean, it's still a good shot. It's important that you guarded that
Directly
pass.
yellow
Yeah.
onto yellow and try and roll them both ways. Here's the call.
Oh, that is an absolutely outstanding shot.
So he drove it across the face. The yellow cloak tight guard came back into the house and then progressed it forward.
Yeah, you couldn't make that shot any better. He got rid of both of the yellows. There are no more yellow guards. He got shot rock. He's forcing Alberta to make a play in the rings.
And he's got two corner guards to utilize as the end goes on.
Clean. Hard. Hurry. Okay, good sweep then, Adam. 10-3.
Okay, now he's got a choice to make. He can make a hit and a roll and try and get his red.
He made a pretty lucky shot
Protected by
there.
one of the corner
Yeah,
guards.
this is-
He's got a couple of choices just depending on which way he wants to go about it.
They got a lot of stuff to work
Been a
with
well-curled
here.
game so far, Brian.
It has been, yeah. Which is exactly what I expected with these two teams.
Yeah.
We get forced.
If he gets behind the tight line over there, he might be able to try a run.
So he's running. It looks like he got a little bit of a set,
Yep.
but he might be able to make the double on it.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent end for Jack Reagan. Eliminates 4 Alberta Rocks and leaves his team in great shape. And what's so good for Carleton right now is they've got those 2 corner guards still.
Clean.
Both their colors.
Clean. Hard.
They're going to have opportunities to make a hit and roll behind.
Real hard. Hard no roll.
Thirds first.
Nice sweep. 10-1. Beauty. Shot.
Okay, so he's hit and roll right to the center line.
10-1.
Top 12 foot. And that's going to be disregarded at this point of the end. Well, he's thinking it through. Looks to me like they're just straight drawing around the right side red corner guard.
If he makes it,
They don't have a lot of room here, Jamie, to get shot rock and be fully buried, but I think they can get a little bit of a bite.
Probably finesse it. We'll freeze it out.
where it is, right? If you can remove it, remove it. Of course.
They're curling, trying to carve, get it to continue down the sheet and get to the tee line and be under that guard.
Pretty good shot. He didn't get a lot of finish after it got by the guard. But it looks like it's pretty well buried, and Alberta's going to try to come down to it.
And this is really where Carleton wants to play. Around the corners, they can go high risk, and if something doesn't go right, they can to the center for their single point. This is looking warm, Brian.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's a bit of a
you're not even
throw.
close,
A little warm.
Got a 3-8.
Those two combinations have he's missed a path.
Yeah, and I got a 13.6 on that, so
didn't really give it a chance. And you can see he's a bit upset on that throw and that leaving that opportunity.
So that brings a potential 3 into play for Carleton. But I think this is a smart shot, Jamie, to hit this rock, because this is a danger rock for Carleton.
Right. And what I like about it is it's in the 12 foot. If it hits this and stays right on the nose and Alberta elects to hit it, they'll be out of the house. And then that will give him his opportunity to try and get a second one buried around the corner.
He's freezing.
He's behind the corner guard. And, leaves Alberta in a position where they
Let's make this real good. I gave you here with good weights. It doesn't go crazy here.
So just like the important shot Carleton had to throw last in a situation where they need to make a good shot here.
Let's make this freeze.
Yeah, this could be an end saver for Zach Davies.
We've seen Carleton take just inside center line with their ice. Now Alberta's taking just outside the middle of the 4 foot. But it's how they release their rocks.
Patient with manage here.
Down the sheet.
Switch when you can.
Dissipate a bit of the curl, so they're able to take a little tighter ice, and yet believe they'll get to the same position that Carleton did. It's a little bit different theory, but trying to accomplish the same thing.
Zach Davies, one of 2 lefties on the sheet. Jack Reagan for Carleton being the other. And he's throwing his in turn to try to freeze
light and
the
tight.
rock.
They're just snow plowing this one just to keep the speed up, and then wait and see where it is. 14.58 I got, Brian. Now they're trying to carve it, but they're going to get a bounce.
Getting pretty sick and tired of this shit.
Wow, that is close to being a great shot.
It's the same shit.
Just a foot heavy, and maybe a little bit of the early sweep there.
Right.
Go clean that spot.
Fuck.
I would think he can see a high percentage of this rock, Brian.
Yeah, I think he can see enough that he actually could tip over behind that corner guard.
Right.
That's what they're looking at.
The challenge with that is if he goes over and a slight bit behind the tee, they might take the risk to do the same thing they just did, but a little bit better. So if he rolls to the center a little bit, he might touch the red as it goes by and try and keep it in the house, and then force Alberta to make a hit and a roll somewhere.
And unfortunately, we're not getting the sound from the mics of the
Did you see on the throw?
Carleton team.
They're wide if anything.
All right.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Felt like a smidgen wide, probably minimum set.
No, there we go. We've got it back now.
They're discussing which way they want to play this.
tired
Very
of
important
always
shot
fucking
at this stage
chopping
of the game.
What do you like, Jamie?
Third time this event, bro.
Well,
Pissing me off.
being it's right on the tee line, if he can stay
No matter
above
how
the
light
tee,
I
it really
feel like a
makes the
donut.
next shot.
Even they say, oh yeah, top 8, top 12.
I do like
Just keeps going.
Keeps going.
half rock roll under so you can see half of it, and that would allow, if there was a freeze and still makes sense, try and remove it.
I feel like it's got to be a little bit faster.
So I don't know what he's finally called,
I
but it
think
looks
that's
to me
possibly
like the ice he's going to try and hit, and as you say, just tip a little bit under that red guard. If he rolls away to the forefoot, it's a definite potential double. And if he made the double on the 2 reds, he would be under the guard,
And my last one I felt light.
which would make a soft
back
shot
four.
for 2 for him.
It's probably the same
But I
speed
think,
as
you know,
yours.
with the situation, they're believing they can possibly get a 3 here, Brian. What do you like?
I like this. I think this is the right call.
I agree. Just about using the brooms, bringing it into play and managing.
Really going hard for line.
Very nice weight, just enough to knock it through the house.
There's really good weight control. 13.1.
Make
I
that
got
double?
that. So that's like just through the rings kind of weight.
And this has all been set up by the second of Carleton. Made 2 very good shots to put them in a position to use the corner guards. And as I said, they can gamble around these corner guards without worrying, because if they got in trouble, they could just draw to the forefoot for 1.
Yeah.
Now Alberta's in a bit of a tough situation.
Peel.
It looks like he's going to try and hit enough of this to get 2 reds to go away. I suspect he'll roll out of the house.
Yeah, and this is a smart shot by Zach. There are times,
Yeah,
as
peel
you
here.
know, Jamie, where you just have to take your medicine and realize, hey, if we could get out of this and give up just 2, we've got to be pretty relieved.
Yeah. Because Carleton has made, I would say, 7 shots in this end, and they have 1 to be thrown yet.
You got this.
There's no hole, eh?
It's just too thin. The red could jam on the red.
On the red.
And he's made it.
Yeah, that's a good job.
Move 2, there'll be a draw, open draw for 2.
Nice shot. 3/4, 7/8.
I had less rotation than my peel attempt,
Yeah.
so I thought it might curl a shade.
So he's throwing the in-turn just off the edge of the forefoot.
I was hitting the fucking Ronin out of hand. Did you even see that?
What did you say?
I was hitting the Ronin out of hand.
What was that?
Oh, you didn't see it?
Oh, like that.
I was going like.
A little bit early, just not sweeping hard, just kind of cleaning it. 15-2, that should be perfect.
Yeah, very good weight control by Owen Nichols. So it's a deuce for Carleton in the fourth end. They take a 4-2 lead as we go to the break.
They got long locks. So, that's a great double here. Yeah. Two great doubles.
Every ticket you buy funds programs all across Saskatchewan, like arts and culture. Buy your tickets today.
I'm Dev Panchal. I'm a fourth-year film student at the UFR. I came here in Regina back in 2017 from India and finished my high school here, and I'm here since then. So the creative media team at the University of Regina is made up of students from all different faculties, and we are responsible for live event broadcasting for events at the university, which include our convocations for spring and fall, and our varsity sports events, any other events happening at the UFR. So my current role with the creative media team is a director and switcher. So I switch cameras, I am in communication with the team staff, I make sure that everything is operated nice and smooth, and I'm responsible for whatever goes onto the broadcast. And I think this has expanded my skills, so I can not only go into film and TV, but also get a career in this live event broadcasting. I think my biggest learning since the involvement in the team is my people skills. I think I have interacted with a lot of students from different faculties, different backgrounds, which I was not able to get in my own class. And I think just talking to people, learning from them, learning from their experiences is a skill I value. So this hands-on learning experience has helped me open doors off campus. Some of them is working with the sports team, such as Saskatchewan Roughriders and other media production companies in the province. I think creative media team is a great opportunity for hands-on learning, just because it gives you the opportunity to expand on your skill sets. Everyone brings different skills to the table, so I think they all come together to create a collaborative work environment. So I would recommend all students to explore hands-on learning opportunities that are present to them.
Thanks, mister.
Hey, thanks. Want a s'more?
Every ticket you buy funds programs all across Saskatchewan, like sports, culture, and parks and recreation. Buy your tickets today.
Okay, we're back at the Cali for end number 5 of the U Sports men's semifinal. between Alberta and Carleton. And Jamie, I think you've got a note about a sponsor.
Yeah, we're going to just promote a bit of the sponsorship here. Rory had called us and said, make sure we do sponsorship stuff. Sask Energy is marketing a significant milestone as it celebrates 25 years as Saskatchewan's champion of volunteers. Sask Energy emphasizes that volunteers, those who dedicate their time, energy, and effort, often behind the scenes, are essential to making events like the 2026 U Sport and Canadian College Athletic Association Curling Championship possible. Today, we not only cheering on the athletes, but we're also cheering on the amazing volunteers who have helped make the event possible. Sask Energy is proud to stand behind the amazing people who build local spirit, connections, and growth through volunteerism. Thank you to all the incredible volunteers of the 2026 U Sport and CCAA Curling Championship.
Yeah, Sask Energy, one of many great sponsors of this event, and the local sponsorship has been instrumental in making this so successful. You mentioned my son Rory McCusker, who is on the organizing committee. I know your daughter Lorraine Sidlowski also on the organizing committee, and the organizing committee for this event has been made up almost entirely
Line's good.
of young people in their 20s and early 30s who,
Line's good.
for the most part, are former University of Regina Cougar curlers who are all giving something back to the game. And it's just so gratifying, Jamie, to see all of these young people who are still involved in curling and still love the game and really want to make this event a success.
Yeah, absolutely. A testament to Allison staying in contact with these kids over the years and, you know, having a relationship, and she just reached out to all of them and asked them to be a part, and they all gratefully stepped up and have, you know, done a lot of work this week. It's been a busy time for some of the kids. They're all trying to work and continue on with their careers and all the things they do, and yet they've taken a lot of time out of their daily routine to make this championship happen.
Yeah, and you mentioned Allison Fisher. She has been instrumental in running this Cougar curling program for many, many years, and really, she's a big reason for the success of this program.
Gets me inside.
And we hosted back in 2014, which I think we generated, you know, a few profits to help the curling program for the U of R out, and this will progress them hopefully forward with a few dollars in their kitty to be able to continue on with this program.
Line's good.
Yeah, and you and I coached Jamie back in 2014. I coached the men's team, and you coached the women's team. And it was a very successful event, and I know the men's final, Matt Dunstone from University of Manitoba won over Brendan Botcher from University of Alberta. That's a pretty impressive men's final, and the women's final was Jamie Sinclair from Carleton beating Kelsey Rock from University of Alberta. So again, two players who went on and are still having very successful careers. And I think that's one of the great things about this U Sport Championship is so many elite players have gone through U Sports or Canadian college curling and become very successful in the men's and women's games.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think you coached Catlin, had played 2 years in the program. That's my son. And Catlin and Rory played together in that championship with, I believe, Matt
Ring and Brendan Ryan.
Yeah.
First.
A lot of good memories from them days, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I love that.
Well, we've got, we're on our, I think, 6th rock of the end as we were just chatting away, and we got 2 yellows partly around the guard and 2 reds in there. Looks like yellow is going to try and just come down and bump that red back on the left side of the forefoot and try and roll under.
Line's good.
Yeah, I think Alberta have to be pretty happy with the positioning of rocks right now at this point in the end, especially if they can get, as you said, Jamie, just kind of a freeze tap here. Just unlock that back yellow a little bit.
Yeah.
Knife it. Knife it. You gotta knife it. Hurry.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Carleton have got to be a little bit nervous right now. There are 3 Alberta rocks all situated above the tee line and all partially buried.
All partially covered by the center guard. So they're going to try a soft weight shot here. Try and just come by the guard and hit as thick as they can as this yellow, and then remove shot rock out the back. Eliminate it from play. They're not hitting a lot of this one, Brian. But it did work out. They did roll out. I don't think they wanted to roll their red out. But it did remove one of the yellows from play.
You can see Jack Reagan looked a little bit puzzled by that, but that's one of those spots, Jamie, that really stays
it jams
straight.
all day.
Very hard for those to climb up the center line.
Yeah. The speed he threw and the rotation he throwed is
just
also
like
a reason for that.
back
happening.
4.
Yeah.
Even though it's a sensitive spot, you can get curl with the right speed and the right rotation, but with that combination, it was going pretty straight down the sheet. And I think Carleton's in a position ahead too, playing the 5th end. You know, they can turn and look at the scoreboard and say, okay, one of the easy thoughts for us is just to continue to eliminate yellows.
Clean. Tight. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
This is another yellow trying to bump
Nice.
the yellow up
Nice.
and move the red to the back part of the house.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard knife. Hard knife. Nice shot.
Yeah, that's a really good shot. The yellow's positioned very well right now. That's why Owen Nichols is looking at hitting that one yellow on the right side of the forefoot, because that's the only one really that he can get out. The other 2 yellows are not going anywhere.
And one of the key factors of this throw is to try and stay there so it's a usable rock if yellow progresses there, other ones on the other side. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's a really good shot.
Right in the nose and just enough weight to get it out the back of the house.
Easy. Whoa! Clean! Clean!
Trying to repeat the shot that
Whoa!
was just throwing.
Clean!
This one looks like
Whoa!
it's a little bit quicker.
Curl!
Maybe
Curl!
they're trying to probably roll
Curl!
away, maybe, Brian.
Curl on the roll. Nice shot.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a
did hang
potential.
on.
Yeah.
10-1.
Well, what do you see, Brian?
Well, if I was Carleton, I would be trying to get a 3rd shot in there. The other option is to try to tap those yellows and again unlock the red a little bit so that the yellows can then be removed.
Right.
Or the other thing that Owen just looked at is hitting that wide yellow, which that's actually not a bad call either, because as you said earlier, Jamie, they're just trying to eliminate yellows. This is a situation where if you're Carleton, you're thinking, giving up 2 is not a disaster. We would still be tied with Hammer playing 6, but we do not want to give up a big end here.
And then they'd be in that position that we talked about mathematics, playing 6 with the last rock. They then can choose the direction they want to go, try and score in 6, score in 8.
Unless they guard, and then we can double deal. And then I like the yellow too.
A lot of discussion around this.
Yeah, I do too.
Easy.
Yeah.
Would that be enough? Maybe medium.
No, like, because we got to stick a shooter, like, easy.
I mean, they could potentially throw a guard on them yellows, which means they'd have to run a red in
You hit that yellow
to move the yellows. But risky, because if you ever make a really good shot, then the guard you've thrown is protecting the ones that you're now trying to remove. So they've elected after their discussion to go out to the wings and remove this yellow from play so it can't be put on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I like this call. I think what Carleton is saying here basically is, hey, Alberta, we're going to let you do something with those rocks, those yellow rocks in the middle. And maybe you make a half shot and give us an opening, and then we can make a double takeout. But this is a very safe call.
Right. And based on looking at the scoreboard.
Exactly.
If the score was different, they might not choose this.
Just easy.
So now Alberta is going to try and get to the face of this yellow and progress the two yellows forward, which would move the red shot rock back into the back part of the house, or
hard.
Maybe just out.
Clean, hard, hard.
Hard early. This is looking like
okay.
Be tight.
You're on it.
Remove the guard.
That's okay. 10-4.
It was a 10.5-second throw, but got tight early and moved the guard out of the way.
It's that tight side. On the in, yep.
So now Carleton could play a blast on those two. They are not getting both yellows out, though. For sure, one yellow is going to stay, and probably is going to stay as shot rock.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was just the second time.
I think they're looking now at drawing to lay 3. They also looked at possibly a guard.
Hit where you were tight on the other time.
Oh, they're electing to take a timeout and call the coach out and see what the coach thinks. I mean, there's 2 or 3 options here. They could play guard. They could come down and touch the yellow onto the yellow, which would move on to the red and stay dead on the face of that one. So that once they were moved, they've got a red one in between that. If they have to run it in and remove yellows, they could. They could draw to lie 3, which makes with 3 rocks to come. Tough for Alberta to get rid of all the reds, so they're kind of playing chess here right now.
So unfortunately, again, we're not getting the feed from the Carleton mic, so we can't hear what they're saying here. The coaches for Carleton are Tom Sinclair and Edward Sear. What do you like, Jamie?
Well, I kind of like the coming to the face of the yellow with your red, moving the yellow back and just kicking the red back a little so that you have your last shot to be able to remove yellows. While they're trying to remove your reds, you're going to have to then remove their yellows.
And you can see this timeout gives the Alberta team an opportunity to talk with their coach, Rob Krebs, as well. So they're probably also looking at what they might possibly be facing with their next one, looking at several options for what Carleton might do and how they would react.
Okay, so it looks like the choice is to hit this one, maybe a half a rock onto the yellow behind it, and then squirt it to the left try and remove it from play, which will also remove their red one from play and leave the middle yellow wherever it rolls to.
Yeah, we'll see how this turns out. Frankly, I am not crazy about this shot. I really like a more aggressive shot for Carleton, either playing a guard or that tap back that you said.
Yeah.
Again, though, this is the safe call. Mm-hmm. This is a call saying we're okay giving up 2 here. We don't want to give up a big end.
Mm-hmm. Just a bit of a defensive decision. Uh-oh. Oh, he did touch it. If it had missed it, it had probably ran into the red, and I don't know if it would have stayed, but now the yellow and red are congregated. Everything else has went away. The one over on the side got removed, and the shot rock got removed, and the top yellow got removed.
Yeah, that was about as good as Owen Nichols could do on that shot. He was never going to be removing both yellows, but he did get one out, and
it leaves Edmonton in a position where they got a small spot to roll to, but chances are the 2 yellows will be close enough and angled enough to possibly be able to make a double.
Yeah.
Which would create a potential blank. We'll see how they do here, where they roll it to. And as you can see, we've seen the Alberta skip throw a, 6.5 second peel, as well as the Carleton skip can throw them hard as well. Most of these young kids growing up have very good fluent deliveries and can have most of the shots they need in the bag to make a lot of rocks move quick. Working it. Pretty much a nose hit, Brian.
Yeah, and he has left a double. He really wanted to try to roll that one further away. Mm-hmm. Just got a little more curl than he expected.
These are pretty much even in the house, so any sort of a half a rock will progress on the inside of that yellow and over to the other yellow and then kick it towards the boards. So this one will be coming with probably a 6.5 second peel. Pretty tight ice, but he'll be throwing this with some speed that should hold it there the whole way. Pretty much going to need to hit it where the broom is on that rock. Lots of rotation. That helps with the gear effect. And he made it.
Yeah, nice shot by Owen Nichols.
I got a 7.
Yeah.
6, 8, 7
yeah,
throw.
That's what I got too.
Yeah. But you seen the rotation he had when he hit the first yellow one. That gear effect just took it direct sideways and helped with the energy to kick that one just to the boards.
And I would say Owen Nichols and the Carleton team vindicated for their shot on the first one. They knew what they were doing. It turned out that they were going to get probably a blank end out of this. And I'm sure if Owen goes back and watches this stream, he will say, hey, I was right, and that commentator was wrong.
And we've been wrong before, just to let you all know. But it's tough from the booth to exactly see all the angles. When you're on the ice standing over them, you have a better feel for it.
Yeah, and as we said, Jamie, the shot he played was a safe call, a defensive call.
Yeah.
Oh, and Zach has bonked another one.
Yeah.
He's struggling with the blank shots for sure.
Yeah.
0 for 2.
Yeah. So this ends up turning out, I would say, Carleton's way. It does score a point for Alberta, but it puts Carleton with a 4-3 lead and having the hammer. That is massive at this level. It'll even make some of their shot selection even easier as we go forward.
Yeah, that end is definitely a win for Carleton.
Yeah.
They've got to be very happy with that result.
So we got 3 ends to play. 6, 7, and 8. And Carleton will be looking for simplifying things. And if they can score a deuce here, they'll be far in the driver's seat.
So we'll give you an update on some of the other scores. On the men's side, Calgary got a 2 in the fourth end to take a 5-2 lead over Memorial University. On the women's side, Alberta and McMaster are all tied up at 1. Alberta with Hammer. And the Memorial women are up 4-1 on the University of Regina. Regina with Hammer as they play the sixth end.
So the first rock that was thrown, I believe they wanted a tight guard, and they have just skidded into the house. Slight mistake, not using the free guard zone and no tick rule. So Carleton will come down and try and hit this and roll to the side of the house. On it early. Nice controlled weight. Very nice shot. I think Alberta will have to take some risks here. They're going to now try and throw up a full center guard. Trying to curl it, because it's not going to get to the no-tick zone. Doesn't look like, but it is in the free guard zone area.
Yeah, that's a good recovery for Adam Nogler.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be disappointed with his first rock in this hand.
So it looks like Carleton is chosen to play around this rock, and I would call this, a bit of a cutoff. They try and get the rock in the top of the house, maybe not even fully buried, but it just disallows Alberta to come around that rock and get free to be into the spot they want to get to. Just trying to protect their pathway till they can get to the zone where they're allowed to remove rocks.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you just pointed out, Jamie, that it chokes off that path, but the good thing about it is because that rock is pretty much wide open, if Alberta does get into the 4-foot behind those guards, Carleton can run that one in.
Yeah. So they've elected to go to the wings and hit one of these reds and try and roll under the guard somewhere, and still trying to make a progressive shot, but play safe and not give up a silly big end to them, which they can't afford at this point.
And that, again, is a mistake by Will Butler. He hits and rolls out on that rock, and Alberta needs rocks in play, and when you're playing a hit in a situation like that, you have to make sure that you stick that shooter.
We're not sure where our skipper for Alberta has went.
No, he's missing in action.
They've elected to try and come around this rock just biting the 12-foot, as that front rock can't be removed from play. It could be moved around the yellow, but it can't be removed. So they're just electing to be progressive and try and place their rocks where it's an advantage to themselves. Looking like they got a good one here. Kind of Christmas treed a little bit. So they're both exposed if they needed to use them.
Yeah, and this Carleton front end, the lead and second, have played extremely well in this game. Jacob Clark and Jack Reagan.
Yeah, certainly set their ends up well.
Zach Davies still missing in action. I'm sure he probably just had to take a bathroom break.
Oh, I do see him on the backboard now. He's just come out. This one is looking a little bit wide and a little bit too much rotation for what they're looking for.
Now it'll be interesting to see if Carleton peels that guard. They've really got a chance here to put a lot of pressure on in the rings in lay 3. I kind of still like peeling the guard. I mean, if Carleton can get away with a blank here, that's absolutely a win for them. But this is certainly not the wrong call. This is a very aggressive call, and they see that they've got a chance to maybe put this game away with a big end.
Yeah. Again, that whole mathematics, trying to score in 6. I wouldn't disagree with this call in my day. Probably way out of played. That was my strength. The teams I've played with.
Yeah, I would say back in the 90s, Jamie, you and I were on the 2 Saskatchewan teams that might have been the only ones that were not just pounders. And
yeah.
Of course, the Saskatchewan teams in those days had a reputation for wanting to hit everything. But I played with Randy Wojtowicz, and you skipped a team, and we were the muckers.
Yeah, exactly. We played against likes of Lyle Myers and Haritzik and a fair number of guys that could go up and down the sheet with you, and you didn't want to compete that level with them. That's a good shot.
Yeah, that's a really good shot by Ronan Peterson. And that kind of turns that end around. Alberta they were struggling this end, but now they've got a chance to get out of it.
I remember back in the early 90s, Brian playing in the final of a spiel up in Melford, and the team scored 1 on me in the first end through the first rock and the next end through the house in the 10-end game. That was frustrating.
Well, and of course, we didn't have the luxury of playing with the free guard zone rule in those days. And, it seems bizarre now to even think that that's the rule that we used to play under. But
conditions were very adverse back then, and so you didn't have this 26.5-second ice. We played on
with curl.
Yeah. I go back to when I was at the Briar and look at the review, and there, rocks were stopping on the tee line with 21 seconds. So you were running up and down the sheet, just sweeping the draws.
Yeah.
Compared to what we have now, and most guys lifted their rock because the speed of your delivery had to be far greater than it is today. We're trying to get a hit and roll under the guard, but they weren't able to get it across.
And again, that's that spot, Jamie, that we've seen all week. The rocks just will not move there, and teams are getting fooled by the lack of curl.
And they're hoping to use their brooms to knife them over, but with a lot of rotation, it's just not as successful in a spot that has a little more curl. The knifing just doesn't work that well in that position.
So this is a chance for Jordan McNamara to make a hit and roll behind either of those corner guards. And it looks like they're trying to roll behind the red corner.
Definitely wants to stay. He's made a pretty good shot. Rolled out to the 12-foot.
Yeah, Jordan has made a few of those really nice soft weight hits.
Yeah, he was the other night when we commentated their game. I just forget who they were playing, but he was instrumental. Their second and third on this team are make a lot of shots. And Owen made 2 tight draws that game that were, I'm not even sure looked all that possible. And between throwing and sweepers, they made 2 shots that scored them a couple extra points, and were big plays in that game to get the win. Okay, so they're electing to go out. The 12-foot, try and hit and probably roll under this corner. They do not want to give up a deuce here, yet they'd love to probably steal a point. Skip's first shot. Sweep these 2 early, and they'll go straight as well out there. If they hit and roll out, that's going to leave... so they nosed.
So Zach had ice right in the middle of the rock on that, and that just shows how straight that turn is. That rock just did not curl at all.
And of course, they've practiced a lot to throw a little bit of a set when they're releasing. So it might have been released a little bit back and a little bit of curl up, but still only ended up nose. Okay, so they did talk about just drawing around the center guard and trying to create an opportunity to score 2, but they've gone back and going to try and make this hit. And depending if they happen and hit and roll under the corner guard, you might see Alberta disregard it and try to throw one top 8-foot, just maybe biting the 4-foot right around that center guard and say, okay, your shot. What would you do in this situation, Brian? Would you went out and tried to go around center and score 2?
I think either shot is the right shot. I like this shot because he can still generate his 2 with a good hit and roll.
Right.
And it keeps the blank alive.
Right.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Yeah.
That is a really good shot by Owen.
He might be able to see a part of it, but it doesn't give him anything by hitting it. And
he's going to roll out if he
hits
that rock.
Yeah, and that accomplishes one way or the other the Carleton goal. So now the choice they have, I mean, they could take a risk and run the guard in, try and make the double, and roll over into the house off the hit and roll from the corner guard in behind the yellow and eliminate both reds. That's a tough shot. Definitely no guarantee you're going to make all of that. Or they could just disregard that those rocks are even there and try and draw around center and say, can we create a tough enough shot to get a miss?
And the impressive thing about that shot by Owen Nichols is psychologically, and I'm sure you felt this too, Jamie, when you're playing on a spot that is that straight and you're playing a hit with the broom right in the middle of the rock, the tendency is to want to give it a little bit of an outward motion because you're thinking, well, it can't possibly stay this straight. and that's exactly what he did. He threw an absolutely perfect shot right at the broom there. He got just a little bit of curl at the end and got a slight inside roll.
Yeah, trusted the speed to get that little curl and yet not over curling and missing it.
Yeah.
But two good sweepers on their team that they know once they get it in the position they need, those guys can hold it there. So a combination of a few factors to have made that shot, but you're right. Now the risk with this, if you get too tight and you ever run into that red guard, and that's the vision you see as you're throwing it, if you ever touch this red when it goes into the house, it's really going to cause some problems, and this one is a miss. Yeah, he's not going to have enough energy to get it out.
No, that's tough, and I think you kind of wonder if Zach had the same thing in his head that you just talked about, Jamie, that I can't be narrow here and tick the red in.
And it's just something visually you see and you learn. over the years. You've got to really focus directly on the broom and directly on the shot at hand and put it out of your mind and say, I've got to throw this perfectly and can't worry about that one. I've got to get tight to it to be able to make something here.
Yeah. So another opportunity for a deuce for Carleton. They've got 2 on the board already. This is a chance for a third deuce here in the 6th end to take a 3-point lead.
So, again, we talked about different possibilities on Carleton's first. He made a decision, made a good shot, and it was the right call.
I got a 15-2 on this, so it should be just about right on the tee line.
He's had very good draw weight this game. He missed one early short and hasn't missed one since. So, it's a little bit every end, but at the end of the day, they've given up 1 steal, but they've scored 3 deuces, which is the way we used to play, Brian. 2-1 the teams to death, right? If you get 2 every time you have hammer and give them 1, pretty easy math.
Yeah. You heard a bit of a cheer there. It seems we have a few Carleton fans out in the bleachers. That's good to see. Very good crowds here at the Cali all week. Lots of family and friends here to support just about every team. You can tell, Jamie, when you drive in, the parking lot is full with lots of vehicles with out-of-province license plates, and I know a lot of fans from Eastern Canada have flown in to watch and support their teams, and it's really good to see so many people out here watching.
Yeah. I know early on when they talked about taking this, there were some negotiations because, of course, the Callies had to, take time away from their regular curlers here to give the week of ice up and, tell their regulars here that they can't curl this week. And so that's a tough decision to make for a club that is vibrant and has a lot of curlers that come weekly here to enjoy some time on the ice. And but they made the decision and go with it. I think it was a good decision.
Oh, I do too. As a Cali member, I'm super happy and proud to see the Cali doing such a great job of hosting this event.
Yeah.
And this is a very storied club. A lot of history here at the Cali. A lot of really good curlers that come through here. Sandra Schmerler, certainly one of the most famous, and the Cali is actually located on Sandra Schmerler Way, right near the airport in Regina. So Jacob Clark with another perfect rock in the front 4-foot, and now a good corner guard by Adam Nogler.
Yeah, if the cameras would ever scurry around the outside of the building here, we've got a fair amount of banners hanging in this club over the years. Tankard banners. I think Brian's got his name out there a few spots. There's some U-Sport. There's Canada West, CIS Championship. Lots of history.
Yeah, and a lot of champions here from the Cali.
Yeah.
So that is 2 perfect shots by Jacob Clark. They continue to put the pressure on Alberta, but they're going to come around the other side of that corner guard. I actually really like this call because you'll get more movement, I think, on this turn than you will on the other turn.
Yeah, we've certainly found when you go out to the edge of the 12-foot, you got to be cautious and sweep them early because you do get good finish. So they've thrown that corner guard not that wide so that they could go around the wide side. It was a good idea, but here we are. We're getting that finish. So they're going to have to put 2 guards from this. They're not disappointed in that.
Yeah,
the
no
one
harm.
is going to be fairly wide, and the one actually is on the center line, so it's in the no-tick zone. Doesn't matter how it gets there, but once it's on the line, you're not allowed to move it. A little bit of an update from our Olympic side, and it looks like Rachel Holman has won the bronze medal and beat the USA 10-7. Congratulations, Rachel. Come home with a medal. That is good to see. Had a tough game. Sweden played high percent yesterday. It was a well played game by Sweden.
Well played and well executed, I thought, Jamie.
Yeah.
They played way more aggressively than you normally see that Anna Hasselberg team play.
Yeah.
And I think they had a really good scouting report, and they executed it.
Yeah. And now that game will probably be this afternoon. Switzerland, which has definitely dominated the ladies' field over the last 4 or 5 years, against Sweden for the gold medal. And Canada gets to play Great Britain, who we thought at one point was going to be eliminated once they had their 4th loss.
Yeah, they seem to be survivors.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So a little bit of a change in tactics there for Alberta. Usually when you're 3 down, you don't want to be hitting guards, but I don't really think Zach Davies had any choice there. He had to make a play on those to try to open up access to that rock in the 4-foot. And now, again, a little bit of a change from the normal strategy here. Carleton with a 3-point lead playing guards.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think this is the right call. They've got a chance to make Alberta waste another shot trying to open that middle up.
Right. Trying to get at shot rock, it's going to take a couple to get at it anyways, so if you keep where they remove one and you replace it, you just move farther down towards skip shots.
Yeah, and that opening shot by the Carleton lead, Jacob Clark, fully in the 4-foot, is really choked off the scoring area for Alberta, and that's why they have to get access to that rock.
Yeah. They can go around their corner guards, but if they never get that one out of the 4-foot, it does them no good. So we're going to see another peel again, or maybe not a peel, maybe a run back. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good shot by Will Butler. That
helps.
Absolutely helps. And the key is keeping the shooter there and keeping a guard up front in play. So that's a rock they'll be able to run in on the next one. Carleton again will try to protect, try to make Alberta waste another shot before they can get to that red. And this is one that they're probably going to have to throw either in the rings or fairly tight so that Alberta doesn't have a chase on that rock.
Right. They're probably going to try on the straighter side just to get around that yellow guard and get just biting the 12-foot, but they're really trying to get it in line. They're sweeping it. They're carving it hard. Weight looks really nice if they can get it far enough. It might be a little short, so the chase might be available on the...
They might be able to play an in-turn on that. Yeah.
There's a discussion back and forth. He was talking back 4-foot, and the front end here is talking about why don't we just draw down to it if we can move it out 4 or 5 inches to get it exposed on the other side and keep the angle is the whole key. So if you try to hit half of the yellow, it would run it onto the red once it's been moved. They're calling tight line. They need tight line. They need to be really tight to this guard. Oh, and he just gets by. This is a great shot. Exactly what they're hoping for. They now got a yellow in the top 4-foot, and the red is a little bit exposed on the right side of those guards.
Yeah, that's a really good shot by Ronan Peterson. So now a bit of a dilemma for Carleton.
Alberta has a shot both ways now, so you can't, with this shot, choke them off at the same time. So it looks like they're going to elect to try and draw in that side and get to the face of their red.
Yeah, they would love to be laying 2 after this shot.
Because with the guards where they are and only part of the rocks exposed, to hit them you cannot throw any high weight, which means you got to just move them slowly a little bit at a time. They're letting this one run all the way. It's definitely coming by the guard by a little bit. They've been a little bit fooled on this throw. Okay,
that was a
touch it under, but he rolled away. So.
Yeah, I really like the audible there by Owen Nichols. Yeah. He realized that rock was not going to curl enough and it was going to leave a double. So he got the sweepers on at the end to keep it straight and get some distance so that it is out of the way of that other red rock and doesn't leave a double.
Yeah, so they have some options here. They can come down the same way that Carleton did and try to push that red a little farther back and roll on the face of the other red. Or they can come and progress the yellow they just threw onto shot rock and roll away and then hopefully eliminate the reds at a later shot. So it looks like they've chosen hack weight. They're going to need decent tight ice and throw this good and sweep it proper. Do you like this call, Brian?
I do, yeah. Alberta really wants to have a shot at getting a 3 here. A 2 is a good result, but they want to keep that 3 alive, and I think that this call keeps the 3 alive.
Hard!
They need to nip the red in the forefoot and then progress onto the
clean,
the red. That's
clean.
Whoa,
whoa, curl.
They're close.
Curl, clean, straight, hard, straight, hard, straight, hard.
Oh, he rolled
hard, roll
the
it on.
backside of it. But it's a good result.
Yeah, they got away with it, but boy, they played it maybe a little too tight on that guard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could see just a little bit of a redirect.
Yeah.
Hindsight, we needed more weight.
Just touched the edge of the side of that.
Should have played hack or just through.
So now a tricky situation for Carleton. They probably can see enough of that yellow rock that they can punch it through the hole, but boy, that's it's risky. You sure don't want to be broomside and jam it onto the red in the back forefoot.
In all indication, it was just he's trying to maybe freeze to this and just tap it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think there's still shot rock maybe in the back of the house, red is. Hard to tell from this angle.
It looks red. We don't have the
overhead
luxury of an overhead, but and it is at the far end, so we're guessing a little bit.
They're just waiting for that break point to start. They don't want to sweep it too early. Now they got to get the speed to be able to carry it to the yellow. Just want to get in between the two yellows so they can't move that other yellow forward. Oh, he's made a great shot. See now, if you see on the screen the two yellows, the red's in between, and it does you no good to move that one forward. And he's cornered on the yellow. Even if you could hit that red, it would not touch the red in the back of the house, in the back forefoot. Carleton has certainly come through on every really high risky shot.
And Jamie, I got over a 16 time on that, so that just shows how fast that spot is.
Yeah. And they're very patient, the sweepers, because it's easy to oversweep that brine.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's trying to nick this, and it may even nick the yellow, or if you nick the red will touch the yellow, and it'll go out the left side, but the yellow progress over and maybe move the red in the middle of the 8-foot that's exposed. He's trying to create two things here, because he needs to be able to open this up and get potential access to the shot rock in the back 4-foot. And he needs another rock to be able to do that. This is a fine line for this one. Release is very big on this shot. Okay. So he did hit the yellow, and two of the reds got touched. But shot rock is now the one he just Carleton last threw and drew to the 4-foot.
Yeah, and unfortunately he kicked that yellow out into the open, so it is available for Owen Nichols.
So he can probably hit this one and stay right there and be second shot. Yellow would be third shot in the top 4-foot, and that would still make it very tough for a 2 score for Alberta.
University of Alberta getting a little bit tight on time. They're at 3 minutes with one more rock to throw in the 7th end, and then they still do have their timeout, so they should be okay, but they may have to pick up the pace a little bit in the 8th end. Carleton at 3:48. They've got a little more time, but they also are probably just going to be playing fairly simple shots in the 8th end.
So they're going hard on this to try and stay. Wow, great sweeping, Brian.
Yeah.
They held that all the way. He throws that soft shot with lots of rotation. He's tight early, and they just hold it all the way down there. Well managed.
The second man, Jack Reagan, with the straight side sweep on that, and he really did hold that one up well. So now a must make for Zach Davies here. No chance for anything more than one, but he needs to get his one and stay in the game as we head to the last end.
We got some really tight games across the board. We'll give you an update as soon as this shot is done. Good throw, good sweep. Looks like a nose hit. He will score his single. Interesting. 6-3. You wouldn't think that many rocks would be in play, Brian, but
no, that was
Carleton's got a plan.
Yeah.
So a single scored, 6-4. If you want to do an update across the sheets, Brian.
Sure. So on the next sheet, the other men's semifinal, Calgary and Memorial. It's a 6-5 lead for Calgary, playing the 7th end, and they are just at the very end of Skip's Rocks. We'll maybe give another update on that in a minute. In the women's semifinals, Alberta in a very low-scoring game, up 2-1, playing the 8th end against McMaster. McMaster has hammer in the 8th end. And on the far sheet, they are just starting the 8th end, and Memorial had a 4-2 lead on Regina. I think they may have counted another one in the 7th end to go up 5-2. They haven't marked the scoreboard there yet.
Oh, it looks like blanks, Brian.
Blank? Okay. Yeah, so Memorial 2 up with Hammer coming home against Regina. And that's in the other women's semifinal. So good start for Alberta. They get the center guard up.
Looks to me like Memorial got a single in 7 to tie it up 6-6.
So Calgary with Hammer coming home.
Calgary's been knocking at the door as Keenan Whiff for the last few years that I was coaching the University of Regina men's, and he'll be very pleased if he can get into the gold medal game.
Calgary won the Canada West this year, defeating Alberta in the final, and it was the Calgary Dinos' first Canada West championship since 1964. 62 years now. In fairness, most of those years Calgary didn't have a program. They just revived the program a few years ago.
Yeah.
But that has now become a very powerful U Sports program at the University of Calgary. If you look on their website, Jamie, the coaching staff is pretty impressive. Jocelyn Peterman is the heading up the U Sport program there. Her husband Brett Gallant is one of the technical consultants. They've got Mickey Pendergast here coaching the men's team. Lainey Peters on the coaching staff there. It's just a really impressive.
Heather Rogers,
yeah, really impressive organization they've created there.
Yeah. Of course, Mickey Pendergast is a gentleman we played against for a fair number of years.
Yeah, and a very successful curler on the men's side.
Mm-hmm. Glad to see that program taken off again.
It's great for Canada West to have a strong program there in Calgary.
Okay, their plan hasn't faltered at all here.
Yeah, this has been a really impressive game by Jacob Clark, the lead for Carleton. Like you couldn't make two shots better than he just made, and it really makes it difficult for Alberta now to get into position to get that 2-point steal that they need.
Because that's the whole key to when you have a chance to peel is you're peeling while they're trying to manipulate and move your rocks in a forfeit round. If they weren't there, they could get around them without any problem. But now you've got to move them, and it allows Carleton when they on the 6th rock to be able to go ahead and start removing guards, simplifying because they're 2 up with the hammer. So you'll probably now see the beginning of a peel. He's just going to take a single peel. He doesn't want to run the yellows into the reds in the house.
Yeah, and with a 2-point lead, this is smart. You don't need to get complicated here.
Yeah, you don't need to help the other team out with a mistake. Lots of rotation, hits 3/4 and easily rolls to the boards. Impressed with these rocks, Brian, now that the new striking surface is redone. They certainly, over the years, the old rocks didn't have real liveliness to them, but these certainly have changed the way you can play the game.
Yeah, the Cali made a major investment this year in rocks. They sent a set of rocks away to get new inserts put in, get the striking bands redone, and you definitely notice a difference in how active the rocks are on the rolls. We had very dead rocks here at the Cali up until these rocks were reconditioned, and now you're seeing the ability to make those big weight shots and get the rolls and get the action on the hits.
And the soft weight shots coming around the guards to tap a rock 2 feet. You don't have to throw them as hard anymore.
Yeah.
Just that nice backline weight, you can bump a rock 3-4 feet and manipulate and move, and that's the way the game is really comprised of today, is these real soft weight shots and just moving rocks where you need to. In some cases, you don't want to just eliminate rocks. You want to put them in the back of the house and use them as protectors for yours. And I think this is a year, Brian, where there is a next year, the winner of this championship, whoever wins gold in the men's and women U sport, go to a world championship.
Yeah, so lots at stake here.
Mm-hmm. You get to represent Canada in an international event, which we just had the pleasure of doing over in Torino, Italy. Josh Bryden's team, we had won in New Brunswick 2 years ago, and we went last January, like a year and a month ago, to Torino, Italy, and we played in World FSIU games. It was a fantastic event, some of the best curling I've seen. When I went there and watched the practices, I was very concerned. The teams were unbelievable, and Norway was just a powerhouse. All big, tall guys, could throw high weight, could sweep really hard, and they didn't lose a game.
And a really good clearing shot there by Carleton.
Yeah.
And Zach Davies knows now he's grasping at straws a bit here, with really only 2 rocks in play, one his. It's looking more and more like Carleton is going to have an open hit, potentially, to win this game.
And if I'm correct, I heard someone say then the next World FSIU Games is in China?
China, I heard, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I never really realized it, but when we were in Italy, there was a real entourage of Chinese players and staff and people there, and maybe that's what they're looking at, what and how it was run to be able to run the next one. It's every 2 years it happens in this field.
And Alberta will use their timeout now and talk to their coach, Rob Krebs.
Well,
time out!
I would think the best shot they could play right now is trying to come around the straight side to the back forefoot.
Our clock ran for
get
five
buried
more
around
seconds.
those kind of 2 lock shots, but we'll listen in.
Okay, so but I think what we have to do is we have to wrap around these.
Yep.
Okay. Right, and then he's going to rip those 2, and then I don't know if we have a better math than that.
We'll have to play it that way. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only other shot would be to freeze on the. Like we can square freeze on our yellow, which means that there's going to be 1 yellow still sticking around. It's the same problem.
They'll probably throw plus.
Yeah, I like the wraparound. Yeah.
Okay.
I would agree. The wraparound's a shot. He's going to need to probably hit nose to eliminate. Well, he may just try and eliminate the yellow and roll out and leave the red in the top of the forefoot. Depending on where you wrap this around, you may have to move that red and lie 2, which, as you said, it would give him an opportunity for an open hit to win the game.
Yeah, and when you think back to the very first shot of this and the Carleton lead, Jacob Clark putting his rock right in the forefoot, and that is so valuable right now because it means that if Alberta makes this wraparound and Carleton peels the front yellow out, Alberta can't wrap around again. They're going to need to move that red rock.
And that red rock in the center is still one of the lead stones.
Exactly.
With the rule changes, Brian, it's become so much more a team game today.
Well,
Yes,
I just find
play.
when you get to the last end, the leads rocks are so important if you're trying to protect.
Yeah. honestly, he's struggled with that turn, Brian. He's really just, whether he's setting them a little too far and not taking tight enough ice.
Yeah, that's not terrible, though.
No.
He did get it wrapped, and
Yeah.
he is still in the rings.
Yep. So I would say he's going to hit and roll out and leave the red in the top of the forfeit would be his thinking. And if he does happen to come up to nose and remove the red in the forfeit, his throwing rock will be in the house, which will force Alberta to have to move that one. He may even be able to hit this and kind of keep his rock in the house. Yeah, they're going to need to make a double and stay now.
Yeah,
that's a good shot.
That is a really good shot.
Typical of the way this game has went. Carleton's played a very high percentage. Shots that aren't easy. They've been making them.
We've got a couple of finals on the women's side. Memorial has run Regina out of rocks in the 8th end, and they will win that semifinal. And on the other semifinal, McMaster with 2 coming home to defeat Alberta, and so they moved to the final. And that was an almost impossible shot for Zach Davies, and that is the end of the game. So a really impressive win for Carleton in this semifinal. And they will go to the final for the 2nd straight year.
All right, I guess the next one will be around 1 o'clock start time, Brian.
Yeah, so I hope you can tune in. It's been our pleasure to bring you this men's semifinal. I'm Brian McCusker for Jamie Schneider, signing off, and thanks very much for listening.